Hello, welcome to the September edition of the Aphasiatoolbox newsletter. I'm Bill Connors. One of my videos in this edition talks about our incorporation of mindfulness into aphasia recovery in a sort of revolutionary and remarkably effective way so far. So as we incorporate Aphasiatoolbox into our treatment protocols and practice, one of the techniques we've used is what we call the 3-second rule. In this case, the person with aphasia will, after hearing a question or a stimulus from the therapist or their coach, will fill a pause, a 3-second pause, with just thinking about the answer, thinking about the question, letting the words come to their mind, and then allowing the words to kind of formulate. Then, after an inhale, the response, it just flows out. What we do after that, we'll be talking about down the road relative to calm repair or recognizing what was talked about, and certainly never addressing right-wrong. Let's take a look using our telepractice platform at how the 3-second rule in the box might be used to work on especially the elements of phonological aphasia. What we'll start with is the article, the word ah. And what we do is get our clients to get the mouth in position to succeed. So think, relax the mouth open, ah. So we're saying the real word, we're overcoming the apraxia that affects phonation. We then will add a second word, we have number 1, we have number 2. Say number 1, ah. Say number 2, ah, do. Client might have trouble saying that second word, but the important thing is to be mindful and make sure that the client says the which they can do. In other words, don't be thinking forward or ahead. A lot of clients will be worried about the second word and then they will miss the first word which they can get. So then we might work with our 3-second rule. Look at me. Adore. Now, hear that in your head. One of the most important techniques that we're discovering is that mental rehearsal. Hearing the word in your head lights up the semantic as well as the phonologic areas in your brain. So once the client pauses and hears it and relaxes, then the word comes out, adore. And then we would continue this activity, and I'm doing it live because that's how we do it, and we would go up to 3. Say the first one, ah. Say the second, adore. Say the third, adore bell. Say the second, adore. Ah. So the coach or therapist is gradually fading those, the assist with the fingers, with speaking. Going forward and backward really works that phonological area in terms of syllable structure and being able to phonologically encode or realize what sounds will be made. We continue to add a 4th, maybe a 5th. It's amazing how our clients can do this. Often we will jump to a blackboard. Say number 1, ah. Number 2, adore. We don't want our clients looking and reading. They're always looking up with eye contact, and this really makes the client use their memory. And frankly, when a client mentally rehearses it, they remember it. They don't need to look and read. If they're looking and reading, it's actually a distraction, and it's not mindful. What's kind of slick here is that we can add a second box and begin to look at what sound structure really is. And practice both of these and help the client realize that what do we know What do we know? Because it's all about what the client knows and thinks. What do we know about number 2 and the green number 2? What we know is they are the same. And that's sort of getting great insight into that phonological encoding, knowing the sounds, knowing the syllable structure, realizing that those two in terms of how we talk are the same, yet different semantically and different orthographically in terms of spelling. So that's a brief little introduction into how we're beginning to incorporate mindfulness, calm thought, calm repair into our Aphasia Toolbox treatment protocol and programs. We're finding it to be very, very useful and very helpful. We've actually had a couple of clients who've used the 3-second rule pause in a certain way to overcome their yes-no apraxia and yes-no difficulty responding, and to do that in a rather quick manner. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of the edition. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us.